So get ready to rise, cause we about to be the best. Gotta switch it up, gotta break the old habits. Get your mind right, turn your dreams into habits. No negative vibes, only positive thoughts.
What is up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Mindset Cafe podcast. It's your boy Devin, and today is going to be a little bit of a shorter live podcast. I wanted to kind of just touch base with you guys. I know we didn't do it Friday night, but it was all about, making sure that we're still staying consistent with you guys and making sure that you guys aren't falling off of, what you guys set out to accomplish for the year. Right. We're already in the middle of February. Valentine's Day was yesterday, and it's easy to let the little things start to, sink in and slip. So we want to make sure that, you realize this is your mid-February check-in. Make sure that you're still on point and still on track for your goals. So today's episode is to almost give you that kick in the butt, that reset if you need it, to make sure that you have, real conversations with your accountability system, your team, and really make sure that, you're doing the things that you need to do to stay motivated and stay on point for your goals. Right. So, anything if you guys have already, seen the little thing across the top, if you guys are watching this live, then, make sure you guys drop a check mark. If you guys are still staying on point for your goals, put a little stop sign. If you guys are, notice you caught yourself slipping a little bit, right? But let's dive into it a little bit, right? Why does motivation start to fade in mid-February or in February from those New Year's resolutions, right? I know we've all seen those social media posts of, the gyms and everything's super crowded in January. And then all of a sudden, December, it's like a ghost town. And there we go. I see one check mark in there. There we go, Phil. Staying on point for those goals. Throw those check marks in, throw those stop signs in, and there's no judgment, right? If you're starting to fall off of your goals a little bit, this is your time to, admit it to yourself and to have us help you hold yourself accountable, right? But let's dive back into, why that motivation starts to set in, starts to fade a little bit. And honestly, I think it's one of those things where there's the excitement of New Year's. There's the excitement of setting something and having this big audacious goal. And all of a sudden you start off strong for a week. You start off strong, maybe 2 weeks. And then all of a sudden you're like, okay, life is happening. I got kids' soccer games. I have, school. I have work. I have other things, Valentine's Day like yesterday. And then you start to take your foot off the gas. Right? It is too early in the year to all of a sudden start taking your foot off the gas, when you set the goal for the year, right? You've set this big audacious goal and there's nothing that is stopping you from accomplishing it but you, right? You can give 1,000 excuses why you can or can't do it. But at the end of the day, it all begins and ends with your mindset about the goal, about you accomplishing it. Right? So you got to make sure you're putting that foot back on the pedal and, dive all into it. What are some of the goals that you guys are currently setting for, this 2025? And are you sticking to it? Throw it in the comments. My thing is that it's cool to set goals and tell people that, goals are the goals that you're setting for yourself. It makes you sound ambitious. And I don't know if that's the reason why, people get so hyped up on January 1st and setting this goal is because they want to be a part of the squad and the part of the team that is essentially saying, yes, I'm a goal setter, right? And if that's the case, realize that it does you no good to set goals if you're not going to go try to accomplish it. It does you no good setting a goal and just having it as a goal year after year after year. You have to realize that you're setting a goal for a reason. That means it is a desire of yours, right? So why not start taking the action steps and the daily steps towards that goal and making that goal and that dream a reality, right? There's nothing that says you can't do it, right? You're not that special. You're not that special for your goal not to become a reality of yours and be a possibility for the rest of the human race. You are not that special. Just because it hasn't worked out or it hasn't came to fruition yet and it's, February 15th, doesn't mean it's not going to happen later in the month, next month, in September. You have to keep going after it relentlessly so that you can accomplish your goal, right? You almost have to have this addiction and this, drive that is unbreakable, because there's going to be so many things that are going to be put in your path. But those obstacles are testing points for you to see if you truly want to achieve that goal. That is life putting those obstacles in place to see how bad you really want it, right? Because the grind doesn't care about, how you feel. The grind doesn't care about how much is going on in your life. The grind doesn't care, and success doesn't care about that. It was Valentine's Day yesterday. Did you do what you needed to do because you needed to do it to stay in the track and stay in line with your goal? At the end of the day, that's what matters. There's going to be other holidays in the year, and if you're already letting yourself slip, and you're skipping your workouts, and you're skipping doing the tasks that you need to do because it's Valentine's Day, like what did you do that was so important that you couldn't have done it earlier in the day? Right? I mean, come on, like you have to be truthful with yourself. Do you want it that bad? Or is it just something that sounds cool that you can put on your vision board and your, manifestation board and keep saying to yourself that I want this? Manifesting and vision boards and all that stuff doesn't work unless you do the actions that are aligned with it. It's crazy to me that people think the world works in a way where you just say it to yourself in the mirror and you say it as it was already, past tense. I built a business, and you just keep saying I built a business, and it's, December 31st, 2025. And you keep saying it to yourself, and all of a sudden the world's supposed to give it to you. Well, guess what? Reality check. It's not going to happen unless you start looking how to start a business, unless you start looking about how to start an LLC, how to start an S Corp, going to look at, what does it take financially? What does it take from a logistical standpoint? Those things don't just happen. I don't care how many times you say it in the mirror. I don't care how many times you write it in your little diary. And I don't mean to sound harsh, but that's what it is. Those things work as an aid to keep you motivated to do the tasks that you're doing. They're not the magic secret. The secret pill, let me tell you right now, it's doing the work. It's doing the work. That's all it is. There is no system, there is no process that is going to get you to your goal if you don't do the work. There's the secret, right? It's crazy. It's crazy. It's almost mind-blowing, right? But how many people tell me they have these goals, whether it's fitness, whether it's business, and then they say it, and then a month later we talk about it again, and all of a sudden they're at the same exact point. They haven't looked anything up. They haven't contacted any resources. They haven't, taken any additional steps in order to essentially make it a reality. Which just shows me how bad they want it. They'll keep telling themselves that this is a goal, and they'll tell the world that this is their goal, so they sound ambitious. But people start to see if you're really ambitious fairly quick. Right? Like, I mean, my network of people that, I hang out with, that I interact with on a daily basis, they are ambitious. Because I'm an ambitious person as well. And so we bring each other up. We hold each other accountable. So if your circle, sometimes you have to find a new circle. If your circle, let's say it's fitness, you want to lose weight, will come to a gym that, let's say Strive 11 Fitness or any other gym that has a community that you could be a part of that's going to hold you accountable. Because your drinking buddies aren't going to hold you accountable for losing weight. Your book club isn't going to hold you accountable for losing weight. You need to align and realize that you have to have different circles and different accountability systems for different goals of your life. Right? I'm not going to have my friend that's at the gym be my accountability system for launching a business. I'm going to find other business owners and try to network with them, see what worked, see what didn't work, give advice, get advice. And now you're telling them what your goals are, and now they're going to be able to hold you accountable. You have to put yourself in the right place so that you can get the right advice. People think that the successful people are just lucky. They're not lucky, right? They're looking for opportunities to put themselves in the right place at the right time. But that right place and right time doesn't happen every single time. But over time, with consistency of showing up to those places, to those networks, to those, to the gym, over time, it compounds, and that's how you see the results, right? Checking the comments real quick, since I don't have my, partner in crime with me. Diving into this, it being February and really realizing for you guys that January New Year's resolution, it's almost a high. Like, everyone gets high and hopped up in December and talking about what is your New Year's resolution? What's your resolution? Like, honestly, that doesn't matter. What are your life goals? Right? Because after January fades, no one talks about it anymore. I haven't had one person ask another person that, was talking about New Year's resolutions in December and January in February. So all of a sudden you lose this high of telling everyone what your New Year's resolution is, and then the goal starts to slip as well. See where the misalignment is? You're doing it for the recognition. You're almost doing it like a Facebook check-in, right? You're checking in so people know you're there. You're telling people your goals so that people know you have a goal, but they're not going further than that, and you're not going further than that. You just have this goal just to have it, almost like you have a driver's license. You did it one time, it's there, you have it, but it doesn't mean you're doing anything with it, right? So if you're not taking those daily steps towards your goals, realize you are staying stagnant. You are staying in the same place. And if you're not taking action towards those goals, realize that goal is just a dream. A goal is something you are taking action towards. A dream is just in your head. It's just a fantasy. And if you realize that you're not taking action towards it, realize that you just have a dream, and it's probably been the same dream you've had for a while. So what's going to get you to actually take steps towards it? Is it changing up your schedule? Is it finding a network that you have like-minded people? Is it just being truthful with yourself? Maybe this isn't a real goal of yours. Either way, there is no right answer. There's no wrong answer. But don't lie to yourself and tell yourself that this is your goal when maybe it's not. Or maybe it's just a dream, and it's like, it's not, you're not taking active steps towards it because you've tried before and it didn't work out. So what? Right? It didn't work out the first time. I can't tell you how many people in fitness that are, have the bodies that you're putting on a pedestal right now. It didn't work out the first time for them. They had to hire a different coach. They had to go to a different gym. They had to try a different nutrition plan, right? Business. I have a graveyard of business ideas and attempts in my backyard, right? Like that's just how it goes. You have to try. You fail. That's a lesson learned. You try again. It doesn't work out. Boom, another lesson learned. And you continue to do that process until one day it clicks, right? There's the analogy of the hockey stick, right? I've talked about it with someone on, episode, probably like, 50 episodes ago, 100 episodes ago now. But the hockey stick analogy, if you lay a hockey stick on its side, right? And so the shaft of the hockey stick is going this way. Well, what's at the end of the hockey stick? That's the part that you're hitting the puck with, and it just slopes up real quick. That's how success looks. It goes, if you're trying, nothing works. You're trying, it didn't work. You're trying, it didn't work. And boom, all of a sudden something worked. And now, boom, all of a sudden now you started seeing those results, right? That's what you have to realize is it might be a shorter, hockey stick. It might be a longer hockey stick for you than someone else, but it doesn't matter. As long as you're still going on the path, it will happen. It's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. I'm going to say that again. Your goal, if you're taking action to it and you are relentlessly pursuing achieving this goal, it is not a matter of if, it is a matter of when it will be a reality for you, when you will accomplish it, when you will have success. It is not an if, it is just a when, right? And that's how you have to look at it. Every setback, every quote unquote failure in your mind, that's okay. It's going to happen. I just have to keep trying. I may have to, find some new resources, but I just have to keep trying. So how do you recognize that you're slipping, or how do you recognize right now it's February? If you truly did have, your New Year's resolutions and so forth, how do you know, or how do you self-analyze, that you're starting to slip on it, right? Have you told yourself, I'll start again on Monday? I can't tell you how many times I hear that. If you've told yourself from January 1st till now, I'm going to start back on my journey on Monday, you're slipping, right? Have you said that you're too busy to do it today, to do whatever you need to do? If so, you're slipping. If you've had a bad day, right, an off day, and you let that roll into a couple days, a few days, even a week, you're slipping. Just because you had a bad day, just because you had a bad meal, just because you had a bad experience or an obstacle thrown your way, doesn't mean the rest of the day is ruined. You get back on track the same day. You don't wait till Monday. You don't wait till, next week, next month. You get back on track now. You start trying to do the things you can do that are in your power now, right? If it's something that has already happened and is out of your control, you can't fix it, don't stress about it. You can't change the past, but you can change your future, right? Instead of letting it roll and continue to, compound into worse of a decision, mitigate that, mistake and just get back on track now. You had a cheat meal for breakfast and you weren't supposed to have a cheat meal. Okay, well, eat super clean the rest of the day and try to mitigate the carbs and fats and so forth, right? You didn't accomplish you didn't work on your business idea today. Okay. Doesn't mean you can't start again Monday or start again tomorrow and not wait till Monday, right? You didn't go to the gym today because, the day got away from you. Doesn't mean you can't go again tomorrow. Doesn't mean you can't do a small little workout at home right before you go to bed, right? You have to realize you have to be able to mitigate the mistake or mitigate the outcome of basically whatever it is that you're viewing as a negative thing. But if you're telling yourself, though, the one phrase, if you're telling yourself, I'll wait or I'll start again until on Monday, put yourself in check. Shake that out of your head and realize that you don't need to wait till Monday. It's Tuesday today, right? I mean, it's not Tuesday today, it's Saturday. But right now, let's say it's Saturday, right? Why would I wait till Monday to get back on my goal? Right? I still have the rest of the day Saturday. I still have the rest of the day Sunday. Why not start now? Why wait until Monday to start? Now I have 2 full days of making mistakes or 2 full days that I could have progressed further and been back on track by Monday. Right? So now instead of 2 steps back, 1 step back, 2 steps forward, you're doing 10 steps back and trying to take 2 steps forward. Where's the logic in that? How does that make sense? You're the person that can hold yourself accountable. Yes, accountability systems and friends and all that kind of stuff do help. But at the end of the day, no one can force you to do the work you need to do to achieve your goals. No one is going to eat the food for you. No one is going to do the workouts for you. Believe me, if that was a business model where I could just work out and other people get results, believe me, I would do it. But I know that's not something, and so do you. So if your goal is fitness, go to the gym. Eat the food that you know you need to eat. You mess up, that's fine. Keep going on track the rest of the day. Realign, right? And if you messed up, reflect on it at the end of the day. Why did that happen? Why did I fall off? Why did I even think about starting again on Monday? Why am I going through that mental state? Why am I going through that train of thought? Right? Because that's the only reason that you're going to ask. You're going to get the answers that you need so that you can adjust the next time that one happens. Next time that event, that obstacle comes your way, now you have a game plan for a way to basically avoid it or take a detour so that you can stay on the path that you need to accomplish your goals. Let's see. Since you guys are being quiet in the comments, I think some of you guys partied a little too hard on Valentine's Day. Should see some of those stop signs in there. You're falling off a little bit. One of the mistakes I think that people face, though, is realizing that, yes, it's only February, in the middle of February. Your goal is for the entire year. So you're thinking, I have time to catch up. I can let myself slip a little bit, right? But what you're not realizing is you're losing the skills that you get developed when you're letting yourself slip and acknowledging the fact that you're slipping and still letting yourself slip because you think that you have time. Time isn't guaranteed, and time is the one thing you're not getting back. That is the one thing that is invaluable, is your time. You don't know if you're going to wake up tomorrow. Why would you not do everything that you could to make sure that you're living the life that you want? Meaning that you're trying to achieve your goals. So if anything does happen, you could say you have no regrets. You did everything you wanted to do and you were trying to accomplish everything you were trying to accomplish, right? Because at the end of the day, I guarantee if you're going down this mindset of, I'm going to wait until Monday, August is going to come, then it's going to be November, and you're going to be like, oh man, I thought I had more time to accomplish this. This goal is actually way bigger than I anticipated. I didn't do enough research. I didn't do enough to actually accomplish this by December, because a lot of times we like to procrastinate and wait until the last moment to all of a sudden try to do the things we need to do to achieve these goals, right? You're not guaranteed that time to accomplish the goal. Not everything's going to work out in the way you think it's going to work out. Why not accomplish your goal by August and set a new goal? Or now you can chill the rest of the year, right? If you wanted to, because you accomplished your goal. Why wait and put it off for the second half of the year? Right? Like, why would you do that to yourself? Now you're in stress mode. Now your cortisol levels are higher. Now you're on edge because you're trying to get this thing done, project, your fitness goal, whatever. And all of a sudden, everything else just feels like it's so much, your workload is so much. You could have spaced that out into smaller increments, smaller milestones, taken smaller bites of that goal and achieved it in a year. But now you're having to, take these huge, gigantuous bites to get to your goal. Like, be smart about it, right? I mean, it sounds so simple, but at the same time, it's easy to give other people advice. But then when it comes back to yourself, you have to look at yourself in the mirror and be like, am I doing the things that, am I talking the talk? Or am I actually walking the walk as well? Because I guarantee you're telling these things to other people and you're trying to motivate someone and tell them, give them advice. But let's say you're a business owner, you're giving them advice on their business, and then you're, half-assing your work and your growth in your business. Let your actions speak. People shouldn't even have to say, ask what you've been up to and stuff like that. They can see the accomplishments that you're putting under your belt. Right? A lot of people like to say they're entrepreneurs instead of letting their business and stuff kind of speak for them. A lot of people like to say they're fitness, enthusiasts, and letting their body just say, look, I'm into fitness. I'm into health, right? It's one of those things where you gotta take that into consideration. Am I just saying this to have other people see me in a kind of light? Or am I actually doing the things I'm doing because I want to do this? This fills my cup, right? This actually fuels me and feeds my passion, my purpose. Because if your goals are aligned with your passion, with your purpose, with your actual true desires, then that motivation will stay. But there's still going to be days, I don't care how passionate, how aligned with your purpose that you're going to feel like not doing them. And that's where it really comes down to the fact of doing it because you need to do it in order to achieve your goal, right? I don't care how you feel. Success doesn't care how you feel. Winning doesn't care how you feel. Whatever word you want to put in front of it, no one is going to save you. No one is going to accomplish your goal for you. You have to want it. You have to be passionate about it. You have to do it even though you feel exhausted, even though you feel tired. The world was built with tired people. Everything that you see, these, everyone of success, they were not the most energetic every single day. I guarantee it. Right? So with that being said, I didn't want to make today super long. I want to kind of just give you guys a reality check and kind of bring you guys back to your purpose. But make sure you guys are going after it. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate all the love and support that you've given the Mindset Cafe. Make sure you guys are giving that to yourselves as well. All right. Make sure you guys share this episode with a friend when it does come out. But I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys on the next one.
No negative vibes, only positive thoughts. Cause in the game of life, mindset calls the shots. Got my mind on the prize, I can't be distracted. I stay on my grind, no time to be slacking. I hustle harder, I go against